Hi, hello, good morning. You're balancing on a very precarious pile of books, so if you're shaking a little bit, that's why. Today is the Thursday in the third week, yes, of the O.W.L.s Magical Readathon, and the first day of the Reading Rush, stay-at-home readathon, like the special edition that is going to last 4 days, and the books that I'm reading are practically the same as the O.W.L.s Magical Readathon, so my TBR hasn't changed. So yeah, this morning and this afternoon, this whole day, I'm going to have 8-hour classes, so not the best day to start a readathon, but I will try to get some reading sneaked into my breaks, because I'm on break right now, but it's only 5 minutes. And then I will try to start Stephen King's Hearts on Atlantis. And also, because I'm a very ambitious person, I really want to film or start filming what I read this winter, because winter is long and gone and it's spring, so I'm kind of late, but I really want to do that. I have many notes and also a Google Doc on my computer, so yeah, I'll see if I can do that. Okay, I am so excited. For anyone that didn't know, me and my mom converted a flower pot holder into a book box so that we can give to the people on the streets and whoever wants to take it all the books that I don't want, and they can bring all their old books and leave them in the holder. And they'll have 4 books. 4 books! I am so excited! The first book is L'orrore al femminile, 20 autrici di narrativa gotica nera fantastica. So basically horror, how do I say that? Female horror, so gothic, noir, and fantastical horror stories written by women, which is so cool. I never owned something like this. Then is the book that has the weirdest cover and the creepiest cover I've ever seen. I don't know if you can see that. That is a woman and a monkey fused together, and the title is La donna e la scimmia, so The Woman and the Monkey by Peter Hoeg. Somebody can you please pronounce that? And I have no idea what this talks about, but the cover is super creepy. Then I have Memorie di una maîtresse americana by Nell Kimball. The original title is Her Life as an American Madam by Herself, which I have no idea, never heard of this, but the picture looks so cool. So apparently this talks about an American maîtresse, so yes. And then last book, this is Un incontro pericoloso by Ernst Junger. So a dangerous meeting or a dangerous encounter. This is from the same collection as the Maîtresse, but no idea what this talks about, but I'm so happy that people bring me books, and they're all old and used. They all have little writings on the front, so I know whose book this was before. So cool, I'm so excited to read these. Okay, so I have less than 20 pages till the end of the book, and tell me why there is somebody named Garibaldi. If you know anything about Italian history, you will know why this is so funny. Garibaldi is an incredibly important historical figure that led to, you know, that led a very famous rebellion and made the Italy that is now what it is. But why is there a Garibaldi in here? Why? Good evening. I have finished Nevernight, and I have many thoughts. None of them are happy. I didn't like this. I thought I did in the beginning. The beginning was very strong. There was a rich world, monsters, a cool, adventurous voyage. And then they got to the Red Church, Mia and Trick, Mia is our protagonist. The Red Church is the school for assassination, and Trick is the kind of love interest, not really, but another important character. No. It was boring. It was cheesy. It was pretentious at times. And I don't know, the main character is basically the less cooler version of Shikamaru Nara from Naruto. But he was clever. Mia was not. And also, the fact that she is in the Red Church for a really long period of time and she has to learn how to be a great assassin, it's not explained nor described well. So when at the end she does all these cool things and she realized this big mystery, it felt like, oh, so she's super good at assassination now, when before she was stumbling with a sword, because that's not what it's described in the book. So yeah, didn't care for the main protagonist, didn't care for the story. Also, at the end, there is a death that wasn't called for. It really irked me. I didn't want that death to happen at all, because that character was one of the few cool ones. So yeah, not happy. Not happy at all. This book is getting 2 stars. I am very interested to discuss this book though with my buddy, the girl I'm buddy reading this with, and also the Papercut Book Club on BookTube has done a live stream on this book recently, and I really want to see that live stream, because I know that Kat from Paperback Dreams also gave it 2 stars. So I think we share similar opinions, aside from the footnotes. I know she didn't like them. I really like the footnotes. If the footnotes were all that there was to this book, I would have really liked this. So yeah. Now, I said I wanted to start Hearts in Atlantis, but I want to get done a book a day for the Reading Rush readathon. So I'm actually going to start Moomin Papa at Sea by Tove Jansson, because I really need a quick read, and Moomins are like kind of a safe space for me. I know it will be 5 stars. Tove Jansson writes with such a delicacy, with like kind of child stories, like there are kind of fairy tales, and I love her writing, I love her drawings, and I can't wait. Hi, hello, good morning. Today is Tuesday, and I am exactly 10% into Moomin Papa at Sea. I am having so much fun. This reads like a fairy tale your mother will tell you to make you go to sleep. Like, I don't know. I feel so warm inside. This is everything. Tove Jansson is like everybody's grandma or aunt. that eccentric aunt that tells the best stories and is so creative and lives in a like cottage in the middle of the country. Uh, so yeah. Other than that, yes, indeed, I am wearing another dress. This very pretty dress was a friend gift. This is from my friend's Grace. Grace, I love you so much. This dress is everything. I love it so much. Other than that, not really much. I really want to finish Moomin Papacy and then start Hearts in Atlantis by Stephen King that you're balancing on right now, so I can't really pull it. Happy reading rush day 2, and we'll see how it goes. Okay. Hi. Hello. Good morning. Today is Saturday, and I finally finished Moomin Papacy by Tove Jansson, and of course I loved it. I wrote in my Goodreads review, I'm going to leave it down below, my link to my Goodreads, because I found a perfect sentence to describe Tove Jansson books. When I read them, I feel like everything is right in the world. And that's exactly how I felt reading Moomin Papacy. In this book, the Moomins travel to an island with a lighthouse because Moomin Papa feels like he wants to be the great hero of an adventure. And they find this island that is very strange. Everything feels like it's alive. The sea feels like it's alive, the island itself and the trees. And it's all very magical. And then there is a mysterious fisherman that doesn't really talk about himself. He doesn't really like to talk with the Moomins. And every Moomin, like Moomin Papa, Moomin Mama, and Moomin Troll, they try to do their own separate thing. So it was so beautiful. Tove Jansson's writing is so delicate, and it talks about loneliness and growing up. And I feel like somebody has just arrived. Hello! Ignoring me, Arya. But yeah, 5 out of 5 stars. I love the Moomins. I will never stop loving them. And I really want to read all the other books that are in between the Moomins and the Great Flood and this one, because this apparently is the 8th one. But I think I will start, as I said many times, Hearts in Atlantis by Stephen King. So I will see how it goes. So yeah, I caved in. The quarantine made me cave in, and I dyed the strips blonde, kind of reddish blonde. You can't really tell in this light, but I can tell. And we're embracing our e-girl self. That's okay. I loved it. All my friends like it. So yeah, I love it. So now that we have determined that I'm in love with my new hair, I had reached onto Twitter with a poll if I should donate Skyward by Brandon Sanderson, and the majority said yes. So I will give it a second chance. Sometimes next month because I'm packed for this one. But yeah, in the meanwhile, I started Hearts in Atlantis by Stephen King, and so far the writing is actually pretty okay. It's not as dry as The Institute. I think the translator helped because it's a different one. So far so good. I don't know anything about the story. I only know that the main character has a mother that is not great. Okay, hi, hello. If you can hear the bells, that is the church that it's near my house. Good morning. Today marks the first day of the kind of readathon marathon that is going on with the like the Zoom meeting book club that we have going on Twitter and Discord. I will also again link to the sites down below if you want to join us. We are differentiated into 4 houses, and the house with more pages read during this time, I think, gets to like decide stuff for the later meetings, which is exciting. I am exactly, I only have one hand, this much into Hearts in Atlantis, which is kind of like 60 pages, I believe. I am pleasantly surprised, and I know I say that all the time at the beginning of my videos, and then I end up disappointed. But this time, Stephen King, I don't know if this is because this is like an older book of his, but the kind of dry writing that is kind of detached from the story this time works, because we are talking about a very, very young boy and a very, very old man. And it's very mysterious so far. The only things that I know is that, one, again, the protagonist has a terrible mother. I hate her. She is very like psychologically abusive to her little son. She says things like, "Oh, you ask me for money. I never. If I had asked for money like that, we would be super in debt. Your dad, that is dad, never left us some money, but the little boy knows that she always buys new clothes that are made of satin and other expensive materials, and that she has a secret like stash of cash that she doesn't want him to know about, but he knows, and he only wanted like a quarter to phone her in case of emergency, which was insane. And then he meets this very old man that is very weird. Sometimes he like has visions of these men that are after him, but it's like he has a seizure, so it's very scary. And he tells this little boy, "Oh, if you want to earn $1 a week, please keep an eye out for men in yellow clothes and posters of missing cats and stuff drawn on the ground like children's scribbles, but in different colors." That's how they communicate, which is so cool. And now I get why there are drawings in this book, because there are the scribbles that they use to communicate. That's so cool. Anyway, I will try to get at least a third of the way through this one, and then I'll update you later. Can you hear the bells? It's not a turn of the hour. They're just ringing, which is a very bad sign if you read Hearts and Atlantis by Stephen King. A really, really bad sign. The bell is still running, but I think it is not loud enough to cover my voice. So, two things, two updates. Well, actually three, because my hair matches my makeup and my shirt. I am so happy about this bleach job. I feel cute. Second thing, we found, we as me, my mom and my dog, found another spot where people bring books to like swap freely, and we found this one, Second Chance by James Patterson. I never read a James Patterson book, and then I recently saw Piera, I will say her name in Italian, I'm sorry, Pieraforde. I think she's Italian, actually. She lives in Australia. She's a very, very cool booktuber. I will link her video down below about James Patterson's Maximum Ride series that apparently is not going to die anytime soon, even though it's been running for 84 years. So yeah, I really wanted to try one of these other non-Maximum Ride books. So yeah, very lucky. And then I made some progress with Hearts and Atlantis by Stephen King. I am 1/3 of the way through, and it's really interesting. The old man that the protagonist had befriended is now going to leave the story, I think, and there is a very big time skip ahead of me because I looked at the index, and in the first half of the book it's 1960 and the protagonist is 11, I think, yes, and then it's 1966 and the protagonist is going to be 17. I don't know if there's another time skip ahead of the 1966 one, but I don't think so. So we're going to deal with a moody teenager. Yeah! I will try to go up to the 1966 time skip and then update you again. I think I'll choose this mug. Good morning. Today is a very cloudy day, and that is why I had prepared a lamp, but today I come to you in my lazy clothing. I have like stripes, and you can see, but there are squares and other patterns on my legs. Today, as I said, is very cloudy, it's very cold, and all I want to do is stay inside and read my Stephen King novel. So I have my trusty tea and I will start reading. If I can't get like Animal Crossing out of my head. We'll see about that. Oh, also, I just this morning fell into a rabbit hole of rewatching some Star Trek like topical scene, and this is such nostalgia for me because my dad is like a super fan. He would watch Star Trek episodes with me on his lap, and I'd be like 1 or 2 years old. And I don't remember those times, but there are photos, and then I started to watch the show on my own, and I just discovered that there are 850 novels about Star Trek. 850! What? I had a video idea like, oh, reading all these Star Trek novels, because I thought, oh, how many can there be? Like 30, 40? 850. I found a website that tells you like the 10 novels that you can start with if you are like a fan of the show but you never read a Star Trek novel. So that could be a cool video idea. Let me know in the comments if you could be interested in that. I will probably do that anyway because I do the videos that I find, you know, interesting for me to film, and I think that could be interesting for you to watch. Good evening. I have news. A certain book came in the mail. The Foxhole Court, the first book in the All for the Game trilogy by Nora Sakavic. I have read this book twice, once a long time ago and the other time this January, I believe, and I ordered it from A-Books and it finally arrived. I am so happy! Woo! I don't even know what to say. I talked about this book. I think it will be up before this vlog, so I'm going to talk about it. I filmed the What I Read This Winter video, and I talk about this series because I read the whole trilogy. Yes, I read the whole trilogy this winter, reread, and I loved it. It is problematic, it is kind of crazy and all over the place, but I still love it. So yeah, just wanted to share this beautiful news with you. Okay, hi, hello, good morning. I come to you from the we don't know what to do with it room. It was a living room when the previous owners had this house, and now it's kind of a sunroom. We really don't know what to do with it, so we kind of decorated and I'm using it for filming. Good news and bad news. Good news, I am roughly halfway through Hearts in Atlantis and I'm enjoying this. I'm really enjoying this, which is so strange because I kind of hated Stephen King's previous book, The Institute, but I don't know, it's still not horror, but this was not, I believe, pitched as a horror, while The Institute was. This is kind of, so far, a mystery novel with some paranormal aspects. So I am really interested to know how it's gonna end. The bad news is that I am really demotivated to read anything outside Dune by Frank Herbert, because I saw the still images from the movie that it's going to be released, I think, in December. I might have the date wrong, but I really want to do a video like Books and Lala did with Little Women, where she read the book and then saw the movie. I really want to like read the book and then see the movie, so I can't read Dune now. It's not on my TBR until, I don't know, October, November, something like that. But it's been staring at me from my nightstand, and I might have to hide it because that's all I really want to do. But I will push my way through Hearts in Atlantis because it's really interesting, and then I will see if the ending makes me change my mind.
2,000 years later.
So, many things to talk about. Updates on Hearts in Atlantis. I reached the point where there is the time skip, and I didn't know there was a completely, like, everything changed. The perspective, we are now in first person, before it was third person, and we don't know who we are following. If it is the same boy of the beginning, but some of the things that this person is saying right now in 1966 are contradictory. Like, he talks about his dad, but the boy in the beginning has a, like, he doesn't have a dad, he's dead. So who are we following? And then we like, I don't know, the plot is now talking about a card game that is called Hearts. So I believe that ties to the title Hearts in Atlantis. I'm at loss for word. I have no idea what is going on, but I am very intrigued, which is a good thing. So now I am exactly halfway through, and I really want to finish another like 100 pages today. Very ambitious, I know. Alice, you can do that. Okay, hi. I just wanted to pop in to end this vlog and say that I finally finished Hearts in Atlantis by Stephen King. This book is very weird, very unusual, but I finally figured out this is a book about the Vietnam War. And I think this is a very personal book for Stephen King. It says in the thanks pages that he was very scared to put this book out in the public. So I think there's a lot of his life in this. And what I didn't understand was these are 5 interconnecting stories about the Vietnam War and how different characters lived the Vietnam War, from the first like pacifist movements to soldiers, ex-soldiers, which was very, very interesting actually. But the first story had some like supernatural aspects that I didn't really understand what it was doing there, but apparently I am dumb because the supernatural aspect is tied to another series that Stephen King wrote, that is The Dark Tower. I think it's called The Dark Tower, which I didn't know the existence of because I didn't want to read anything about this book before going into this. But sometimes you have to. So yeah. I will definitely pick up the Dark Tower series because now I want to know what this supernatural, like the vectors, are all about. And this, I think, was a very not important book, but I never read about the Vietnam War. I, of course, didn't live the first Vietnam War, so it was very interesting and also very informative of America at the time. So this was a solid 4 stars, which, you know, also I don't know if it's the translator, but I didn't really like Stephen King's writing in The Institute, but I really, really liked his writing here, which is, you know, weird. I don't know if he wrote better 20 years ago, because this is a 1999 book, I think, or a 2000 book. So, yeah. Other than that, I have nothing more to say. I don't have an intro nor an outro, so I will see you in my next video. Goodbye!